Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about that module number 1, that is Introduction to Power System Protection. Here we are going to discuss about a concept called as zones of protection. So now we are going to discuss about the zones of protection. So to discuss about the zones of protection, let us discuss about a power system. What is meant by power system? A power system is nothing but a power system which contains like generators, transformers, bus bars, transmission and distribution lines and etc. So a power system which consists of like generation system, transmission system, distribution system. So throughout the generation system, transmission system, distribution system, where we are generating like one voltage and we are step up into another voltage, and the step up voltage we are primarily transmitted, and again it is secondary transmitted and primary distribution, secondary distribution, where we are going to transmit that power from power station end location to power station location to load center location, or sending end location to receiving end location. In this scenario, it required different kinds of protection or different zones of protection is required, so that there is a separate protective scheme for each piece of equipment, because each and every equipment is very important. It plays a vital role, especially where we are transferring that electrical power from sending end location to receiving end location. In this scenario, it is our courtesy, it is our primary need as to protect each and every equipment, as to increase the system stability and to provide that continuity of electrical power supply. So there is a need of separate protective scheme for each piece of equipment or element of the power system, like generator protection, transformer protection, transmission line protection and bus bar protection. Because for suppose if you see in the power system, a power system which contains like generators, transformers, bus bars, transmission and distribution lines. So for each and every part of the power system we have to protect it, or we have to use a proper protective scheme for individual manner or in a group manner. Then only it is possible to protect the total system. So there is a need to protect each piece of equipment in the power system, like generator protection, transformer protection, transmission line protection and bus bar protection. Whenever we are providing the protection in a individual manner, hence it is called as hence it is divided into a number of zones of protection. So providing protection in an individual manner is called as a zones of protection, because we are divided that our power system into various zones like generator zone, transformer zone, transmission line zone, generator zone, transformer zone, transmission line zone, distribution line zone and bus bar line zone. So we are divided that our power system into various zones, each and every zone having its individual protection system or scheme, which are particularly employing to protect that system like from different things or different faults or different kinds of faults. So a protective zone covers one or at the most two elements of a power system, because for example in one zone it consists of a group of generators, it consists of a group of transmission lines, it consists of a group of CTs, PTs. So there are different kinds of systems are there in the power system. Each and every system has been protected individual manner or in a group of manner or in a zone manner for a group of such kind of elements or group of such kind of devices. Therefore the protective zones are planned in such a way that the entire power system is collectively covered by them. Thus no part of the system is left unprotected, because if you see in the power system, it consists of different zones of protection. For example, like generator protection, transformer protection, transmission line protection, bus bar protection. For suppose if I am going to provide a protection like generator protection transformer protection, transmission line protection. If I am not going to provide protection like bus bar protection, if I am not providing means, by that time if there is any fault which has been takes place for bus bar, if the bus bar equipment may get damaged, and again it is a problem to the power system. It is difficult to transfer the electrical power right from sending end location to receiving end location. So each and every zone of the power system is very important, and it plays a vital role, especially while we are providing that continuity of electrical power supply, because of each and every zone is going to perform a specific task according to their wish, in order to provide that demand of the load, or to provide the demand of the currents according to the demand of the system. Therefore, the various protective zones of a typical power systems which has been shown in this figure. If you see this figure here, the total entire power system has been divided into various zones. Let us see that each and every zone, and how we given that a group of protection for a group of equipment or the devices which are takes place in particular zone. For example, if let us see from top to bottom. In top to bottom, here I am showing that generators. Here 2 generators are there. To each and every generator, here we are going to provide a protection to protect the generators right from different open circuit faults and from the short circuit faults. And next we are dividing that another zone which is called as circuit breaker zone. So circuit breaker zone is nothing but here 2 circuit breakers has been takes place in a 2 system model. The purpose of the 2 circuit breakers is to break the system, or to make the system from the 2 generators, as to give the electrical power supply from generating station to the high voltage switchgear protection or HV equipment, or to break the power to the HV equipment. That we can make, and that we can break through the circuit breaker. So the purpose of circuit breaker is to isolate the faulty element of the system to healthy element of the system, or faulty section of the system to healthy section of the system. In this scenario, the circuit breaker has been employing at here. The next zone of protection is called as high voltage switchgear protection. In case of an high voltage switchgear of protection, where we are giving that the generated voltage from the generator zone to a transformer zone, the transformer is suitably step up that generated voltage to higher voltage, because to overcome the transmission lines which has been transmitted so long distance from sending end location to receiving end location. Then again here we have to provide a particular zone of protection which is called as transformer zone protection. After transformer zone protection, we have to provide another zone of protection which is called as extra high voltage switchgear protection, because transformer primary winding is the same amount of voltage, but secondary winding consists of step up voltage. Hence we are going to protect that extra high voltage, that is step up voltage, at the secondary side of the transformer. Hence it is called as extra high voltage switchgear protection. So we are going to provide the switch gas before the step up of the voltage and after the step up of the voltage, as to isolate the 2 sections or the 2 sides. So after extra high voltage switchgear protection, we are placing the transformer line protection and extra high voltage switchgear protection. So there are different kinds of zones of protection has been takes place entire while we are transferring the electrical power right from the generating station to the receiving end. Each and every protective scheme plays a vital role, especially to protect it from different kinds of fault events. So the various protective zones of a typical power system, what we are shown just now in the figure, having that adjacent protective zones must overlap each other sometimes. The failing, whenever a fault on the boundary of the zones may not lie in any of the zones. This may be due to errors in the measurement of actuating quantities, etc. Because if a fault happened before the zone or after the zone, it's not a worry of the matter. If a fault which has happened in between the 2 zones, by the time the 2 zones of protection has been operated together, hence the circuit breaker will trip, means there should be no problem. If circuit breaker would not trip, hence no circuit breaker would trip, then there is a problem again. Even we are divided the system into various zones of protection. Thus, the overlapping between the adjacent zones is unavoidable, because if a fault happened between the two zones of protection, but any one of the zone whose circuit breaker, if it is not tripping, means again it is a problem. So overlapping a problem between the adjacent zones is unavoidable. If a fault occurs in the overlapping zone in a properly protected scheme, then more circuit breakers than the minimum necessary to isolate the faulty element of the system would trip. Whatever it may be the problem which has been takes place either adjacent zones or either sides of the zones, but the proper protective devices has to trip it and to isolate that faulty current right from faulty elements, faulty section of the system to the healthy section of the system. Therefore, a relatively low extent of overlap reduces the probability of the faults in this region, and consequently tripping of too many circuit breakers does not occur frequently. So according to the type of the fault, we have to trip that circuit breakers. If more number of circuit breakers has been tripped, means again it is a problem of breaking that continuity of electrical power supply. So due to the presence of more number of protective zones, so according to the type of the fault, wherever it has been happened in the power system, the particular zone of circuit breaker, if it may be tripped, means no problem. If it is not tripping, means again it is a problem. So overlapping between the zones and overlapping of the circuit breakers has to reduce, has to control, otherwise it is a big problem in terms of big problem in terms of not providing that electrical power supply. Thank you.